Hi everyone, Joe here from Destiny DB with another exotic examination for the Suros Regime. For many Destiny Day 1 veterans, the Suros Regime is but a shadow of its former self. It wreaked havoc in Crucible Year 1 and was many a player's go-to exotic. Since multiple nerfs and patches forced Suros Regime and all auto rifles in general out of the game's meta, it is often overlooked as a weapon of choice. Well, this gun has been stripped back to its bare bones and rebuilt, reskinned and redesigned by Bungie, and man oh man is it beautiful. You can obtain the Suros Regime Year 2 through the Exotic Blueprints kiosk if you have it unlocked and available, and endgame activities like Nightfalls, Raids, and Trials of Osiris. 3 of Coins drops and Zur will work too. The Suros Regime's rate of fire comes in at a lowly 77. This puts it in the slow firing auto rifle archetype. There's not much more to say. If this rather sluggish rate of fire bothers you, fear not. Suros weapons love giving you choices, and you can select the spinning up perk instead of the focused fire perk to give you a Thunderlord-esque rate of fire increase. Typical of its slow firing archetype, Suros Regime has the highest impact of any Year 2 legendary or exotic auto rifle. This thing hits ridiculously hard. Its perks only increase the regime's stopping power. As for its range at a mere 28, you won't hit long shots with this weapon. It sits firmly in the middle of auto rifles. As Bungie intended for auto rifles, it's best for short to mid-range battles. For this reason, we suggest pairing it with a decent sniper rifle so you aren't left out with a long-range option. Suros Regime has a stability rating of 46. This is the same as the Zalo Supercell. It's not the easiest gun to control, however it doesn't get too difficult. If you are experiencing difficulty maintaining accuracy with this weapon, make sure you are using the focused fire perk. With its reload speed at 65, the Suros Regime isn't the quickest gun to get back into the action with, but it's certainly no slouch. There's not really much to say for this except for the chronic reloaders among you. We would advise that you try and hold off reloading until you either really need to or your magazine is empty. This brings us nicely onto Suros Regime's magazine size. It's got a magazine of 33 bullets, more than enough to end a couple of Guardians in the Crucible or slay a small army of Thrall. This one's a tough one. The thing that makes Suros Regime an exotic is more of the combination of perks available, so let's go on with it. First up are the muzzle perks. Field Choke will buff the range and the already high impact stat with a slight penalty to stability. Linear Compensator gives us more predictable recoil with a boost to high range and impact, but you get more of the more predictable recoil. Smart Drift Control buffs stability heavily, but will cost you some range. It's really a matter of personal preference. Spinning Up will hurt your range but increase your stability. Focused Fire will do the opposite, buffing your range stat but hurting the stability of the weapon. Prefer Focused Fire to Spinning Up because overall it gives you more control over your shooting, and that's always a good thing. Suros Legacy. This perk is what makes the regime reign supreme. It will give you bonus damage on each bullet in the bottom half of the magazine, and also gives you the chance to return some health on kill. This perk is amazing. It makes it a viable option in PvE, and a good option in PvP. Hammer Forge gives you improved range and accuracy, we like this best, whereas Lightweight grants +2 character agility when you're holding onto the regime. To us, Lightweight seems like a bit of a strange choice, though it could be useful in PvP. Hammer Forge pushes the boundary for the range stat. We prefer this because it means that our bullets would hit those slightly out of reach targets a little harder. The Suros Regime remains a viable option for both PvE and PvP, but all rifles are seriously lacking in stopping power and aren't appreciated enough in the Crucible for good reason. This gun is a lot of fun to use and is absolutely beautiful to look at and hear, but those reasons alone aren't enough to make it worth your exotic slot. Good for nostalgia and if you can get used to it, but not good enough for you to compromise on more relevant exotics. Thank you for watching, and for more exotic breakdowns head on over to DestinyDB.com.